Order number 1 has been delivered. Got the insulation for the flooring, I got the flooring. Got everything set up for doing the foundation basically. So after today, should be all set and all ready for the cabin delivery. That was the guy that brought up the water tank 2 years ago. Alright, got the first bag and a half of Quikrete in there. The form I'm using is a box. Now that I got enough dirt around the sides, I'm going to pull the box out hopefully and use it on the next 3 holes. And then I can pour some water on there. Yeah, I just found the rock crusher pole. I'm going to use that for tamping down the cement. Probably weighs about 30 or 40 pounds. So I use that end if I can, or this end if I need to. But that'll do a good job of tamping down the cement. So I'll get started on that. It's too windy to record anything, so. Alright. I got all 4 of them cemented in. My bucket broke, so I had to start bringing water over in the wheelbarrow. Oh man. Now I just gotta wait for the water to soak down through and or evaporate, and I can scoop all the rest of the dirt back in the holes and then spread around what's left over. But I am exhausted. It took me about 2 hours. Oh man. Whew. It took me about 2 hours to get all this done. So I'd pour the bags in and then have to rest. And get myself psyched up for, because when I put the water in, I had to use that rock smasher, hack it down. Oh man, that's hard. That's why I gave up looking for gold around here. It's like it's just not worth all the work that rock crusher requires. Oh, I got the 6 pieces of 1/2 inch insulation for the floor and some flooring to go on top of it. Oh, I gotta sit down. Which is why I ordered the stuff now, to make sure I had it. I wanted to make sure at least the flooring was done. Hey, Remy. Yep, so maybe quite a while before I get the insulation put in it. I haven't decided yet if I'm going to do the spray foam for the ceiling or rock wool. I would like to use the spray foam for the ceiling, but I have to do the math and figure out how expensive that would be compared to the rock wool. I think I'm done for the day. Totally. Good morning, everyone. Desert Horizons, AZ off-grid unplugged RV ranch. It was the morning after I did the cement on the auger stakes. I saw the sunrise on those mountains over there, and I thought how pretty that is, but it's fading away slowly. That's the first hole, and there's the second one, and there's the third one, and that one's what it'll look like after they're all done. You see the stake there, it's barely sticking out. I probably turned it in 1/2 a turn too far. Oh well, I still get the cable through it. And that'll be, I got these on the outside edge, so these will be real easy to attach. but that's the front line of the cabin. So that's where that one's gonna go. And that's where that one's gonna go. Anyway, got that one all cemented in. I just wanted to fill that one in. So I'm probably done for the day. I may get another burst of energy later, but that wore me out, filling that hole back in. And I'm not gonna have quite as much dirt left over as I thought I would, which is good. And then after I get that all done, the next couple days, here's some hardware cloth, 1/4 inch by 4 foot by 50 foot. So I figure, I knew one box wouldn't be enough. So I had to get, it was cheaper to get 2 big ones than a big one and a small one. So I'll have plenty. I'm gonna go farther over here on this side. The cabin's going to end here, and they're probably going to have it go about 3 feet or so on this side of it. And then I'm also going to have it come over probably a good 4, well, they're 25 feet long, and the cabin's 20, so probably about 3 feet on this side too. Because this is where eventually I'm going to build a uncovered porch. Well, partly because in the mornings or in the evenings, that's kind of why I laid it out this way. It was also for sunsets. You see, there's the one stake there, and there's the other stake just about where that shovel handle is. And that's about where the sun sets from April 1st through June 21st, back through whenever that is, July something, I think, before it gets back up to the top of that peak. So I'll be able to sit over here at night in the shade, if I want, in the evening, and look out on this. It may be too bright sitting there on the covered part of the porch, I don't know. But then also, if I want to come and sit out here in the morning during the cooler winter months, because again, there's the 2 stakes, and right now the sun's coming up to the left of that, coming up about the center of the screen, roughly. So during October, November, December, January, February, and first part of March, it'll be rising wherever you can see on the viewfinder, shining on that wall. So if I want to come out, sit in the sunrise with my cup of coffee, that's what my plans are. I think that came out pretty good. Just kind of eyeballing how far down to put it. I think that one's up the other half a turn. And I know that one is, and I know that one is. Because the cabin's going to come all the way back to the stake. So I'm going to have to figure out some sort of a way to attach it to the side of the runner or one of the joists, or it all depends on how it's constructed. I want to attach it to the weak link. But those are up a little higher so you can see where they are. And caught a mouse last night. Well, kinda. Had one mouse trap in a doorway leading to where the water tank is and where the water pump. Oops. And check it twice a day. Most days I'll find, well, not most days, about a third of the time I'll find a mouse in there, in that little doorway right there. Well, checked it this morning, and the mouse trap is gone, and that was after I heard a couple hours of something running around in there. So it hasn't made any noise for a while, so I don't know if it went to sleep, died from its injuries, or got away from the trap. So, life living out in the desert. And it's getting closer to being ready. Got all the holes filled in. Took me 2 days, 2 full days. Well, then I'd come out, take me 2-3 hours or so to do one hole, and then I'd rest for a couple hours. Surprisingly, I don't feel too bad today. But like I said, those two I knew were going to stick up higher. Got that one there and that one there. And there's a stake down there underneath the board. But that's where this wall is going to go, roughly. I mean, that's the way I want it, is butted right up to those stakes, and then I'll connect those stakes to the end of the runners. Those two over there are going to be a little more difficult, I'm sure. But, and all I got to do now is spread the hardware cloth out. Just waiting for a couple days. It's supposed to be warming up. Not warm today. And of course my 2 helpers. Can't do anything without them. I think I got the final project done in anticipation of the cabin. Here's some 10-foot long 2x10s and some aluminum, up there, aluminum flashing. Looks to be about 8 inches wide, tall, whatever. I got all the hardware cloth laid down. This goes about a foot beyond where the cabin's going to go, all the way around. I bought 2 special tools for this job. That one right there to cut the wire that it's laying on, and that one right there for digging trenches. And my plan is to dig a trench and fold this wire. You notice it goes past where the end of the cabin is going to go, right here, right where my foot is. That's where the end of the cabin is going to go. The end of the runner, whatever. So then I'm going to dig a trench right along. See, where am I? Right along the front of the cabin, all the way along, and fold this down at least as far as that goes. So 8 inches, 10 inches, and then wrap that flashing all around the side of the cabin. Totally close off any crawl spaces for critters. Now, I'm only going to be able to dig one trench and have it folded over, and that's that one, until the cabin gets put in place. It's kind of a waste of time to go through all that stuff to lay it out and dig it out and bend it over and find out I'm 2 inches off and leave a 2-inch gap for the stupid rodents, because they'd find it. Anyway, those 2x10s, I bought those to lay on top of this when they're delivering it, so the mule doesn't crush the hardware cloth all the way down. Bend it, twist it, whatever. I know the ground can handle it, but I don't know what would happen driving on this stuff. So I thought if I laid some 2x10s down, that should spread the weight out enough. And I got plenty of shorter ones over there for getting it around the corner and then driving up, because it should be a real easy drive and set. Of course, I've never delivered one, so I couldn't tell you. Of course, that stake won't be there, and that little stake won't be there. It'll just be the flat. None of this stuff will be here. It'll just be a wide open place to drive in, and actually, that's kind of why I got cleared out all the way over to here. If necessary, they can drive in this way as long as they don't run over my cactus. If they need to, oh well. And then spin it around. Drive back there, get it lined up with those 2 stakes, and drop it. But that's where I'm at now. And so it's just a matter of, oh mama, digging the trench down here at this end and folding it in. I may do that today, I don't know. I doubt it. It's just a matter of waiting. Waiting, 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 waiting.